my side. Even though things are right, even though you're passing by. How you guys doing today? Um, welcome to another video. Um, welcome to another video. Welcome to another video. Welcome to another video. We're here today by the grace of Yahushua, Yahusha, and Him, Yahuwah, Elohim Adonai. All right, and it's our responsibility to know the truth of today's time. All right, so we're gonna definitely always and always speak of truth, heirs of our Father's promise. Make sure to tune in and make sure to always have that Bible and Bi-Ble, that biblioteca next to you. I thought my nails were dirty for a second. Never. All right. So, what we're going to talk about today? Well, first, we're going to talk about what? Psalm 73. Okay. Psalms 73, my apologies. So, today, Psalms 73. All right. We're going to be speaking more so on how you shouldn't let your past define you. And why is that important? It's important because a lot of people get discouraged. So I've spoken of this in the past video, so you got to go and check it out, right? Of how we mess up, right? We mess up. And I said this in previous of my videos. We mess up. And we get stuck in the idea of us messing up rather than, moving forward. Forgive me, by the way. That was a very silent but very dangerous burp. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that before. The type of burp where like it feels like somebody just like right there in your neck, and it's not trying to escape. But yes, let's get back to actual importance. But yeah, that was a little tragic right there. Okay, but yes, we we tend to like not forgive ourselves. Do you know that if you cannot forgive yourself, you won't be forgiven. You know the number one thing that usually get us as people is guilt and shame. That's why a lot of people feel more comfortable being stuck in a certain aspect of their life, doing the wrong thing repetitively, because they only rather, they will rather, let me say it like this, they will rather do the things that they know, right? That they know is bad because it's a comfortable place. It's a comfortable behavior. I mess up. So when I mess up, and I even if I don't consciously know that I messed up, I'm still gonna be like, all right, Papa, Eli, Yahuwah. I'm never gonna be like, oh no. I told you guys in the previous videos, or probably in my other previous videos as well. I put my heart on my sleeve. So like, if I know that my Father, right, our Father, right, is always aware of what we're doing, from the mind to the heart, and how we express it or not, right? Doesn't that mean that he knows exactly what we're going to do before we do it? So if he already knows, what's the purpose of being ashamed about it for? One thing is one thing where like you're doing something and you forgive yourself, and then you ask for forgiveness, so you can also be, you ask for you go through a repentive, not a repetitive, a repentance type of, stage, meaning you ask for forgiveness and you don't do it again, right? Because a lot of times people go to church once a week. They don't pray. They don't even touch the Bible. They don't do anything like that. The Bible, the Bi-Ble, sits on their counter, on their desk, or somewhere in their room, or their table, their dining table, their garage, their car, right? Not touched for 5 to 7 days, except one day of a week. And we always go to church on Sundays thinking that it's the day of rest, when it's really not, right? For those who knows, before, after Friday. Boom. knows I. All right. But yes, it's very important that we, forgive ourselves, that we not necessarily let go, but let go of the past, but more so remember the past, because it's our past that makes us stronger. Because when you look in your past and you realize how much you are favored and the reason why you're here today, it should be a strength, because you know that Yahuwah is with you. He stood with you through all those situations. Remember this: if the devils have to ask for permission, doesn't that mean that they're still under our Father's rulership? Doesn't that mean that when they are doing something, it's still to benefit the glory of Elohim? So remember that. Next time you feel like you cannot forgive yourself, remember that you are always forgiven. You just have to forgive yourself so that doubt and guilt does not be is not built in you. You know that that's a seed, right? It can be it can be rooted in you. When something is rooted, there's a difference between when something is in you and if something is rooted in you. When something is in you, it can easily leave. But when something is rooted in you, it has to be cut, because now it becomes bound to you. It becomes now bound to you. So it becomes a part of you where it's like your character, it's your personality. You don't want it to be, you don't want something that you hate to be a part of you. For those that believe in time traveling, let me give you a singular point of view, right? A point of view of a singularity of time remnants, right? if your if your present, your future, and your past, right, are all connected and all in one, right? But it's just the different aspects of your perception, right, and how you lived it, and you still are living it continuously, right? Doesn't that mean that what you do not base your perception on is not what is going to alter your present current moment? mm. I don't want to really get too much into sciencey stuff, because that's not what I came here to do, even though I'm still going to glorify Yahuwah. But still, doesn't that mean that it's like we are literally reflecting, and well, I said reflecting, we're projecting an ideal of a reality on something that we already took an action of, that was already predated, meaning everything that we're doing, right, has already been written, meaning your faults, your defaults, everything. Remember that we are not aiming we're not aiming as people to do the wrong. We're aiming to do the best. Right? That's why when you lose titleship of all of this money stuff, all of this regulated stuff, it doesn't give you any strength, because a lot of people, they lose track on what's really important. And that's for us to live. That's for us to survive. Not for us to go out here tampering with that. The mountains, not tampering with the water, not tampering with the air. We're supposed to inhabit of this earth. Yes, make a living of it, right? But we're focused so much on a lifestyle and people's expectation based on what we were given as a narrative, than us really just truly being happy. Let me give you an aspect like this. Back in the older days, right, a lot of people were more, and I talked about, people being obese and stuff like that. Yes, it sounds cruel, but it's not really though, because back then people were not really obese. Yeah, people were a little bit jacked up, and there's nothing wrong with a little extra, weight on you. But people, like, we didn't have to worry about supermarkets, and people still had money, because why? Majority of the people had their own land. They had to pay taxes for those lands. They didn't have to worry about all of the extra this and that and that and the third. When I come on here, I speak good stuff. Good stuff. I can give you guys documents, whatever that you guys need to understand, but I first got to give you hints. And I first got to give you, introductions onto how you're being led, because somebody that teaches, right, or somebody that knows something, they're not going to just throw everything at you. They're going to give you a purpose and objective, right? So when you understand the objective, then you can go further and go from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. This is the purpose, and this is the I said purpose. This is the function of how to digest information. Because when everything, unlike how the schooling system, the educational system is, yes, some teachers they give you that chance to learn accordingly, step by step, where they can give you a specific process. And well, not teachers but instructors, it's your job to teach yourself so you can understand. But sometimes I realize that a lot of students they don't understand, because it's also the way that the instructors project their energy towards their student. You have to find an equal place. You can always be authoritative, but they already know that you're authoritative because you are an instructor. You came there to do a job, right? But it's also your job to make sure that every student leave out of there knowing something. Knowing something. Make it more relatable to their life. Because a lot of times we deal with a lot of stuff, like for example, numbers, right? Like we can do, I don't know, one plus one. Of course, the original answer is two, right? Like mathematics, these are all what? They're still philosophies. Well, not philosophies, but yeah, philosophies, if that's the best word to use right now, because I can't think of the other word. They're still philosophies, because at the end of the day, if I have a drop of water and I drop a drop of water, right, on another drop of water, it's not going to give me two drops of water. It's still going to be the same singularity. Like I said, the past, the future, and the present. They're all in one and the same. These are aspects of things that we're learning, right? To give ourselves the perception of difference. Remember that. To give ourselves the perception of difference. And we're going to get into this. And the reason why is because, like I said, don't let your past ruin your present or the future to come. So we're going to be in Psalm 73. Get your, I hope you already got your biblioteca, your Bi-Ble, and let's get started. All right, let's get started. I'm not going to be here for too long, just like the other previous video. All right, it is been about 10 seconds. All right, I'm gonna get started. And this is, of course, the translated version, so it's more comprehensible to exactly what they're talking about in this. Because a lot of times, like I said, we have to put ourselves in these conditions so that we can receive the same amount of what? Favor. I don't like using the word blessing because words matter. And that's another topic that we talked about in the previous video, so go and check them out. Right? I'll get started. Truly, Yahuwah is good to Israel, to those with an innocent, loving heart. As for me, I have slipped in my journey quite a few times. Thus, I envied the foolish for the fortune and influence once. Though they don't have ELI to aid their purpose, they strengthen in numbers. Everything they do, they work together. This is how the agents do things, because they don't have the say so of Yahuwah. They don't have the yes, this is a good thing. So they don't have that support. So they aid themselves. They put a mask on as a facade and hid their illness from plain sight, unlike others. Their ego exposes their pride and bounds them in the mental illness, so they resort to violence and dress the occasions. So they like to create scenarios to make themselves feel better. So if it's either a good perception of what they want, right, they can always make it however that they want it to be. Doesn't matter how it is, right? They are very slick and deceitful. Let's continue. They also spew of greed and are never satisfied, not matter all they not of matter of all they have. Meaning they don't care about what they already have. They're unsatisfied. They are never satisfied. You have to see the attributes and the characteristics of these type of people. They are, like I told you guys, when you have a conversation, make sure to always speak to somebody. If they are always involving money, bro, listen. I can't stress this out any further. Remember what I said: a lifestyle and expectations. Yes, there's money. Money can be used for good things, but when you realize that everything in this world was given unto everyone for free, and we're literally playing a game of chess over what? Shares. That's the perfect word to use: shares and ownership. None of this belongs to us. And it was said so in the previous chapters. I believe 63 or 64. No, I believe it was 64 or 63. One of those chapters where it says the mountains, the sea, the air are all of our fathers. It's not even ours. So for anybody to say he don't have to ask. For anybody to say that, oh, this is their land, this is that, this, no, he don't have to ask. All of it can go away in a blink of an eye, and nobody will be able to stop it if it's meant to be. All right, let's continue. They are also corrupted and speak of wickedness over their infliction and violence cautiously over others in their alter egotistic persona. These are the same ones that speak opposing righteousness all over the earth in every aspect known consciously or unconsciously towards the mass and each other. The same ones that are putting on the mask, the persona, the facades, right? They're the same ones that are accusing people. They're the same ones that are doing the crazy stuff, and then they create scenarios to hide themselves so that people don't see all of these things. Let's continue. I hope I'm talking something here. People are actually understanding. Brothers and sisters, please understand these things. So their people never return in a place of mental stability due to them feeding themselves these lies. That includes themselves and the people that work for them. If they have abused those that work for them because they don't know no other choice, they don't have no other thought of being able to survive without them, right? The manipulators, without them to survive, without the manipulators, those that try to blackmail them and all of these things, right? It's a mindset. Many of them ponder again, asking, "Who is Yahuwah, and how does he know their works as they mock him?" Behold, these are the unbelievers and unfaithful, those that chose also to follow the doctrine of evil doings and the riches of the world, of this world. My apologies. That's why I asked Eli to purify my heart, for my acts were insufficient, and he made it pure of innocence. Majority of my days I was contracting unknown behaviors and was later taught tough lessons of over tough lessons taught tough lessons overcoming them daily. I speak not to offend the little ones of this generation and the newer generation to come. When I came to know my fault, I too pained in the realization of my own actions. So worry not. I went to the sanctuary of Adonai and plead these sinful acts to come to an end. These same behaviors were banished and have not returned when I chose to reject them and was redeemed. So when we talk about purification and redemption, it's not just to ask for forgiveness and then doing the same thing. When you are truly redeemed, you get the feeling of not wanting to do certain things. You guys got to know that. So you have a choice. So when you're redeemed, it's basically saying that the veil of, well, let's just put it like this. I gave you guys the understanding of what? Principalities, thrones, powers, and dominions, right? When a contract is not fully operational, right? That means that if it was misused, right, or placed in a place, or it was placed and abused in a certain manner that was not really correctly, made to be given unto people, right? These things no longer have any power over you. That goes for any business, right? It no longer have any hold on you. So nobody can sue you, nobody can accuse you, nobody can inflict you, right? So you're given the choice to either re-sign your name on a new contract to that company, or you stay independent. Does that make sense? That's what forgiveness is. So when you're redeemed, right, you're given the opportunity to walk away from that contract. Because when you are in that contract, right, it can be seasonal, it can be yearly, it can be daily, it can be weekly. You never know. It can be hourly, minute wise as well. You're given the opportunity. And a lot of people choose to sign their name on that contract. Because I don't speak lies on here. Trust and believe. Everything that I'm saying is not just metamorphically. Is that how you say it? I don't know how to say it. Oh my goodness. It's gonna come back to me. It always does. This is how I word, like, I know words, but then I know certain vocabulary words, and then like English is not my best suit anyways, but it doesn't matter. I'm here, right? I'm here talking to you guys, every last one of you. But metamorphically, I don't know if that's the best word, but it doesn't matter. The terminology of what I try to use, still is still gonna be affected, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right. So all of these things, it helps. So when you're given a chance to not go back, and you choose to go back, that's when you pain more. When it is say, what does the word of our Father say? When you're rid of what unclean spirits, what happens? They go and get stronger spirits to come and annoy you. They come and inflict you, persecute you. They don't come to a place that's already destroyed, where they see chaos and calamity. They don't like it. They like clean places. They like clean places. A lot of people say, "Oh, let's clean the house. Let's do this." Yes, it's not just a physical place. I'm talking about a spiritual cleaning. They like people that they're attracted to light, like moths. That's why they call them fiends. They call them straight true fiends. Not the type that be leaning. And if you're out here and if you ever did any type of drug that made you do that, please, I encourage you, please. I have hope in you. I have faith in you. Over here, we're truthful to each other. So when I say these type of things, I'm not mocking you. Of course, I'm a very not playful, but my personality, right? It's not intending to harm anybody. It's just to uplift people. So if you're doing it or you're planning to stop, I encourage you to stop, because you are more than able to. The same Father that I worship, that you are trying to worship, that you're doing your best, will help you. You're more than able. You're more than able. Know that, okay? All right, let's continue. Let's continue. These same behaviors were banished and have not returned. Did I read that? Or no, I did not know that. These same behaviors were banished and have not returned when I chose to reject them and was redeemed. I did read that. My apologies. But it's fine. It doesn't matter to read again. These darkened spirits of the abyss were put in fear of not causing authorized theatrics. Like I said, it's a contract. It's like a contract. Because you did not volunteer, they can't like anything. When somebody say that demons have power, they don't have any power. They don't have any power. Forget all of these natural phenomena that are happening. They can do all of this stuff. They have tactics onto gaining your energy to give themselves a look of power. They don't have any power. Remember what I told you, visuals and sound. They use these things, words, they use sound, they use everything. The same way when you watch a movie, a horror movie, right? It's the sound sometimes that make people feel scared. It's not even the visuals, but the visuals is we cannot discredit the visuals either. But the visuals, add sound, add purpose to the sound to give exactly the purpose of fear. Okay? I'm giving you guys some gems. Please write it down. Please, 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 please write it down. Okay, it feels like a dream come true to finally have power over them, no matter their projection or influence. I was lost in tears of these matters, seeing how ignorant I was, seen as a wild animal before many, thus how they treated me. Before many, thus how they treated me, as you looked at yourself like you were just wilding, and then now you're just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. Right? That's just how that is. Right? It matters not any longer, for I am here with you, know as know as a new me, known as a new me, and Eli has had my back since, as he continues to uplift me. For his guidance has led me to his glory and light. So who else do I have in heaven if not him? I desire none other than him, even when my flesh and my heart is weak. Elohim strengthens me exceedingly. So in here, whosoever that rejects you, Elohim, will perish, and they will be voided out, especially those that give themselves to others in sinful acts in all aspects. It's not just sexual, but definitely sexual is definitely one of the main causes, because seduction, manipulation is temptation. Real talk. I'm trying to tell you. All right. That's why it's always that's why it's always I that's the reason I always trust and stick by Christ and in him Yahuwah, and declare his glory daily and forever. Okay? They're very much important. And these things are important because why? We must understand the tactics of our enemies, because our enemies know us better than ourselves. So when we are not aware of how they're effective to us, right, we don't know how to affect them back, or let alone block them. See, a lot of people think that you have to curse and say that, oh, fire burn. Yes, you could, right? But when you are under protection, remember that when you give your problems fully to Yahuwah, and you put him first in all in your daily life, it does not matter how these enemies attack you. What do you think happens when you don't pray, right? And you're not, like, not that you don't pray, but like you miss a specific hour to pray, or you don't pray like 3 4 times a day, you just pray like once, right? If your heart is truly intent and you truly are seeking, but you just a little bit busy because you're dealing with stuff, yes, you will be protected. But there are certain aspects to how you are drawn to Christ, how you're drawn to Eli. Because why? He wants our full attention. That's why I was speaking in the previous video as to when people make things, they gain things, they forget all about his goodness. They always give themselves credit because, oh, I went and did that. Who gave you the energy to go out there and do that? You give credit more to your energy pills, your energy drink, than you give it to Yahuwah. Like, real talk. And a lot of people like to say, what is it called? Not narcissist. A lot of people like to use the word narcissist, but there are a lot of very narcissistic people out here. They're karmic only because they're possessed, and some people wouldn't even know that they're possessed because they look, their looks and what they have is what don't really show. Like I said in here, they masquerade these things. They put a facade. And remember what I told you in conversations. If you cannot have a conversation where somebody feels like they're better than you, or they use their leverage in the conversation to get ahead, you know, to get ahead or to have some type of power over the direction of the conversation, they're not don't keep talking to them, because they will eventually corrupt you. If they don't corrupt you, they're going to corrupt your energy, which is basically you still, regardless. They're going to corrupt your emotion. You assimilate who you hang with. And that is a very true statement that you hear from all of these elderlies. You assimilate who you hang with. Because if they're not good for your spirit, they're not good for you. If they're not good for your heart or your mind, they're not good for you. I don't care how beautiful a person look. I do not care. At the end of the day, if you are definitely the type of person to bring people down around me, I'm gonna let you know if I care about you, right? Which I do, right? And I will. I will let you know, like, hey, look, what you just did, that was messed up. You know you had no business doing that. And we worship Yahuwah. We worship Eli, right? You know you had no business doing that. You know you were disrespectful and that you should go and apologize. If I have to tell somebody that they should go and apologize, that's already a wrap. Because we all know good and bad. And especially if you worship truly Christ and you are humble, your humility wouldn't even, like, your character wouldn't even allow you to disrespect somebody just because you think that it's funny. I don't care if you're not in church. I don't care if you're not doing this and that and the third. Our bodies is the church. When you defile your body, you don't care. Going to church is not going to save you. It's not. I promise you, I made these videos a long time. What I've been telling you so far, if I've been telling you these things the way I've been telling you that, the way that, in the sense of how some of these pastors and preachers are not giving you in the church, I'm telling you, there's something that I'm telling you right now that you need to know, that you need to understand and digest because it is true. A person that cannot have a conversation about anything that is not beneficial besides they could, like, I'd rather talk about I don't even watch football like that, but I'd rather talk about football than, like, I'm talking about the game and how people play rather than, I don't really watch it like that, but rather than talking about money, talking about how a lifestyle is, that an earnest job is sometimes better than what people out here are giving up for all of those millions of dollars. Some people are giving up their sanity. Some people are giving up their sanity for influence, because and then they lose their mind and then end up doing something stupid, and then what happens, they go from being the most famous person in the world to being the most hated person in the world, or then their reputation just straight crumbles because they lost their sanity. And that's what I'm always on here talking to people about, because yeah, I almost teared up a little bit, forgive me y'all, because I thought about certain things and certain people. There's a lot of people out here, man, that are really out here, that are really out here, um, that don't know that the world does not function on exactly how TV or reality makes it look like. It's not a funny game and jokes and all of these things. That's another reason why, like, if you are a person that stands for your father's business, you gotta have true integrity. You must always be yourself, not even being egotistic. Just because somebody's yelling don't mean you gotta fight them. You don't even gotta partake in those rules. Just because you might have a little bit of influence doesn't mean you gotta partake in all of this beef, this and that and the third. Like I have notifications of the little Drake and Kendrick beef. Like, those things does not matter to me. It doesn't matter to me because at the end of the day, they're making money. They're literally living their life making money, and a lot of the people that are not aware that a lot of the people that are not aware that some of these artists beef because that's another way for them to make money. They don't even have to try. They can literally pull up a song that they made like 10 years ago that you just never even knew that before they were even picked by a record label or whatever the case is, that they had 10 years ago, 12, 13, 14, 15 years ago. They just pull it up out their pocket and say, hey, um, my ratings of how much we're making this as far as statistics, right, shows, right, it's not as much as it was like 3 4 months ago, so let's just heighten up this specific ratio right here. And listen, I'm gonna give you guys this one hint. It's not about what you think when you think that people are making graceful music out here like they're the best, right? There are a lot of people that are very, very, very talented. I'm talking hands down, feet bottom down, everything talented. But you see a lot of the foolish ones. I'm not talking about everybody, but because I would be disrespectful, but I do speak truth. You see a lot of foolishness going on in these specific stuff. That's why I don't listen to everything no more. There are certain people that I might listen to because they don't really affect my morale. They don't affect my morality, my principles, or whatever the case is. Right? They don't affect none of that. But there's just some that I cannot sit down and listen to at all because first they don't talk about nothing and everything that I spoke about and against throughout this entire video. Throughout this entire video. And I stand on that because man, like I said, why am I getting notifications of this? Is because narratives are being pushed out there. Cole got himself out of there. I didn't really listen too much into whatever that was, but he did the right thing. Whatever that was going on, he did the right thing. He got himself out of the beef because now it's like he said this, he said that, he said this, he said that, he said this. This is literally in the Bi-Ble. To not be spreading people's problems. So it tells you exactly a lot about people if you understanding what I'm telling you guys. And I'm not judging anybody. I'm going off by character. Somebody can judge me and be like, "Oh, he don't make enough money. He don't do this and that." It don't matter to me. But you're not going to say that you worship the same creator that I do. No. Impossible. You give homage because you have to a certain degree. Unconsciously, you knowing it or not. But we all do. But at the end of the day, and it's funny and weird at the fact that they don't even hide it no more. Before in the old times, in the boom bap times, they were hiding it. They were subliminally giving you these messages. Now they don't care. They put it on their shirt. They put it on their hoodies. They put it on their brands. They put it on everything that they do. Their CDs. They give you symbology of this and that and that and the third. I'm a very big symbolic, watcher. I watch all of these things and I really take heed to their message because I'm like, listen, if I'm gonna take any type of money out of my pocket and I hear something that is against my principle, trust and believe, I would throw this. Even if I spend $20 out of this, I'm not even gonna go to the store and want my money back. I'm gonna break it because I'm like, hey, at least I know I'm not gonna do that again. And I'm gonna completely remove you off my list as far as whatever that is that made me come to you because I thought that you were not gonna disappoint me. I'm just speaking truth. I don't care about everything that everybody's talking about when they're saying that this and that and that and the third. Everything in this world is orchestrated in a certain pattern. Frequency, vibrations. Frequency, vibration, sound. When you can understand the basis of that, everything else that is being talked about in this world, you're going to understand. If somebody talking another language, you're going to understand. Mathematics, you're going to understand. And that's a man-made created. That's a man-created doctrine. Mathematics. It's just a numbers game, right? Literally, it's just a numbers game. Because even language is a numbers game. Which came first, mathematics or letters? As far as the understanding of our perception. Mathematics, of course. But we didn't understand mathematics the way that we thought we understood mathematics. Mathematics to us in the origin days was a way of talking, was a way of communicating. But it wasn't considered mathematics because 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 would still give you 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. They're just a whole bunch of ones to give you a specific situation of one. Of what one can do with a whole bunch of ones when you put it together. Did I just tell you something, or did I not? I'm not gonna hold you guys up forever. But sequences, origami, geometry. Mm, should I list the person that actually gave us Roman, the Roman that gave us these orders? Pythagorean. Is it Pythagoras or Pythagorean? I don't know. One of the other two. He's gonna pop up if you go up on Google or something like that. One of the other two. One of the two. It doesn't really matter too much to me. I'm not here to disrespect anybody's name, especially those that already passed away. It's not my job to do so. It's not my job. I'm here today to give you guys much love and encouragement. Please, I would love for you guys to contact, to the reply, to say anything on here that you would like. If you have any questions, right? If you have any answers, put it in the comment section. If you just want to speak, just put it in the comment sections. Okay, I would love to talk. To talk to you guys, to have an interaction with you all. Thank you also for also subscribing, because this is not my channel, but this is our channel. So I'm not doing this for myself, because if I was, honestly, I still wouldn't even charge you guys, not even a little bit, because I don't think I need to. I really don't think I need to. I'm not going to charge you what I'm giving for free. It's just wrong, like completely. If people want to copy anything that I'm doing, all I'm going to suggest is this: please and please and please and please and please, do not switch my narrative. That's all I'm asking. Do not switch and change the narrative. Keep the narrative as like in truth. Do not opinionate the narrative. Keep the narrative truthful, and let the people know the truth. That's all I'm saying. Do not lie on the behalf of it, because everything will always get traced back to the origin. And as far as how I always end the video with love, um, treat your family right, treat yourself right, even when you're angry, even when you're not. Treat them right, treat yourself right, be of love to them so that they can love you back. And also, what? For the people out here, they know themselves. Mm-hmm. Um, time is coming. The time is coming. You wanted a confirmation. The time is gonna come. Things will be updated. And what else? You will see something being played as far as melodies. But I will say this: I'm not the type of person to do all of this surprising stuff, surprising this and that and then the third. I'm a very upfront person. That don't mean that I don't know how to not talk about certain things, because there's a lot of things that I talk about and there's a lot of things that I don't talk about. But there will be melodies being shared here, so definitely be prepared for that. And keep your boy in good in high hopes, please, because encouragement is needed on both sides. I encourage you guys. Hopefully, I hope I do. Right. I hope that, like, anybody that watched this video, that you are not stressed out, that you are not feeling left out, that you're not feeling hopeless, that you're not feeling like people don't get you. There's always somebody that understands you. You just have to be willing to, you know, keep yourself in a place where you would like to, meet them in a certain aspect. Did I say a lot or did I not? And I'm not always talking about love. I could be talking about friendship. I'm talking about, well, love, yeah, friendship, anything ship related, because we're gonna be sailing to a certain destination. So yes, don't listen to what people tell you, because you don't know exactly who knows what and what, right? Can't lie to certain people, and you can't really deceive certain people. Just be yourself and trust in the works. Be yourself and trust in the works. You gonna you're gonna definitely know why everything is happening. I don't know everything, but love is the number one key to life, and it definitely is gonna help you understand how you can move further in life. Okay, in life, in life, in life. That's a W right there. Okay, you just can't go wrong with it. Okay, and just keep yourself, yeah, just keep yourself protected. Remember, I will pray for you if you actually, if any, I pray for every last one of you anyways. But if you need a specific prayer and you want to hear my voice just to encourage you, or you want a recording, I don't have no problem doing that. I could contact any last one of you if you want to speak to me, or however that you want to do this. I have no problem, but please do let me know ahead of time so that it's not confusion, or where, like, my time is valuable, your time is valuable, and I would love to think that your time. I would love to think that your time is valuable. So please do not hinder me. Don't be of a problem to me, and yes, and I won't be a problem to you. Okay. I love you all so much. I really do. If somebody did not tell you they love you today, well, I love you. I love you so much. Like, I don't know about I can rip out my heart and just, but yes, I love you so much that you know I don't know. I feel your pain, every last one of you. I really do. We're all in this. We're all in this to gain, to win, to just be the best of who we are and who we can be. So it's all encouragement. It's all love. Much abundance, favor unto you. Okay, much abundance, favor unto you. Much of what? Grace unto you. And I pray that you will never run out of anything. May you win. May you always win. May you be victorious, and shall you be victorious in our Father, in Yahushua, Yahusha, in Him, Yahuwah, Elohim, Adonai. All right, because you guys are very precious. You're very precious. You're very loving, and you are loved in every aspect of your life. I just want you guys to know that, every last one of you, and W's, highly your favorite. Okay. Um. Oh yeah, no toxicness. Please stop it. Love you all.